What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I did want to make a quick video today going over the Motorfest Steam charts. Now, the first thing I do want to mention is I do know it's not going to be like an accurate player count because we all do know the game was on PC for, 8 months before it was actually on Steam. So it probably isn't going to be the most accurate play count. And it's probably going to be a lot higher than what the actual Steam charts are. But I did want to go over this though because currently Motorfest is also 50% off. I think it's just the base game. Not sure if the gold edition's also 50% off. Let me know in the comments below. Might be, might not. Don't really know. But currently on the Steam charts right now. Now, do keep in mind this game has only been on Steam for 2 days, so I'm not really expecting it to be like 50,000 or something like that, which it could get to. We really don't know because we're only 2 days in, but for this right now, guys, 700 around 30 players currently on Motorfest at the moment. Whereas if we look at something like the Crew 2 also being on the Steam charts, is around 600 people playing around 20 minutes ago, so it's pretty similar. Again, I do know currently Motorfest was not on Steam for around 8 months, so it really isn't going to be that accurate on how many players are actually on the game. And I would really love to know like an actual player count. I did do a video on this, and I do know currently like the actual like timeline, there's like 100,000 players ranked. And then for the current summit, I think it's like 46,000, which I would say it's fairly decent. Let's be real, a lot of players probably don't even want to do the summits right now for a tire. Don't really think a lot of players care for that, but even though the current summit does have a tire, I would say the next summit though with the R34 is probably going to be pretty dang insane with the player count. Like for example, that one Bugatti Devo Magma summit had like 185,000. I would almost say this one's probably going to be pretty close, maybe like 150, 170. Like a lot of players might log on to the game who haven't played this in months, which I would probably say that's definitely a thing, are most likely going to log on and go, yeah, we got to get that R34. So that summit is probably going to be pretty dang insane, guys, especially with like the score breaker set being nerfed. And we also do know like the overall scoring in the events have been nerfed. It is probably going to be a pretty close summit for a lot of players, so that one is definitely going to be pretty dang intense. Now, one thing I also did want to show here, looking at the Steam chart thing once again, is it does say like 733 players in game. When scrolling down though, the one thing I found pretty insane though is here, 70 positive reviews. We have 83 negative reviews, giving it a 45% on the positive review thing, which I would say is not the best overall percentage on a game. But again, guys, I can't really make fun of that because this game has been out for 8 months. We really can't go, man, Motorfest is terrible. Like, I can't believe how bad this thing is on Steam, even though it's been on Steam for, what, like 3 days now? And I do know for a fact, though, some might go through and go, oh man, look at Motorfest with 730 players on it. That game is completely dead. Look at the Crew 2 with 600. Like, I do understand that's kind of true, but again, this game has legit been out for 8 months on PC already, so like, why actually go on Steam and buy the game again, even though it is 50% off so players can buy and actually try it out? Hopefully, I really do want to say this, I do hope the players that do end up buying it are most likely going to like the game a bit to at least give it a kind of a positive review, because it would be kind of terrible to see like 100 positive reviews and then going down on that or scrolling and seeing like 500 negative reviews. That probably wouldn't look very good on a game, I would probably say. The other thing I did want to show here is Need for Speed Unbound currently sitting at around 1,800 players on Steam. Now, I would almost guarantee right now if people were like, well, Blocked, how many players do you actually think are on PC on, like, Motorfest or even console? Right now, guys, I would say looking at the actual, like, leveling list, it shows 100,000 people. And at least at the moment, there isn't going to be a fully accurate way to really tell how many players are on PC and, like, console. Whereas you could do something like that on the Crew 2 looking at, like, the actual platform, and then can see something like the actual PC players there. But on this game, guys, do keep in mind, yes, it says 100,000 players are ranked. There could legit be only like 20,000 players on the game, though, because, if you actually rank up, you are going to show up on that list. So it isn't going to be like current accurate players on the game. To be honest, is the player base low? Well, I hate to say it, it probably is shedding a bit. And don't get me wrong, guys, like, I'm not trying to be harsh or, like, negative towards the game, but let's be real, though, I do think we can all agree that the game is shedding players, which I really do hope they actually implement some, like, PvP game modes. Also, leaving some boosts on the playlist would probably help that a bit. The biggest thing here is most likely adding more PvP game modes. Everybody wants it. Currently, I hate to say this, but let's be real, the summits also need a slight overhaul. Like, add like a special event in there like it was in the Crew 2. And does anyone else agree that they probably should actually fix the score breaker sets and the scoring on the slaloms and stuff like that? Like, I do understand they want to appeal and let new players and stuff do them, but we also do know they probably want you to go in and actually, like, grind out part sets, so maybe make it a bit more worthwhile to go after them would probably also increase the overall player counts and stuff like that. But overall, guys, I would say it is probably going to be a bit early to tell on the actual Steam charts. But I would say a lot of players might be looking at that and going, oh, look, 70 positive reviews and what, like 80 something negative reviews. And I do feel like things like that is most likely going to steer players away from it. Like, if they see more negative reviews, they're probably like, is it worth it? Maybe I should wait. Man, my voice got high there. Nonetheless, though, guys, I would like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Again, I'm not saying the game is dying or, like, look at the Steam charts, that's awful. We all do know the game has been out for 8 months on PC already, but I was pretty interested in this game actually coming out on Steam. And by the way, do let me know in the comments below, does anybody actually know why the game wasn't on Steam when it actually released?